I'm Stephen Chrisman. I'm the superintendent here at the Medina County Career Center, and I really want to thank each and every one of you for coming out here and being a part of this special occasion for us. I've been a superintendent here for the past 8 years, and when I was fortunate enough to be hired by the Board of Education, we had a very ambitious goal, and that goal was that we were going to flip this entire building in 10 years and never go to the taxpayers for a dollar. So we have systematically been able to do that, and I'm going to point out again, Steve Hambley was the one that was previously a commissioner, spearheaded the sales tax dollars. So the Medina County sales tax dollars is what has been paying for all of these renovations. So every chance I get to say thank you, Steve, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So this is probably, we're about 80% of the way through that vision. We finished this restaurant just this summer, and then we are going to do the kitchen next summer. So when you get an opportunity to come in here, you're going to be able to look through the windows and you're going to be able to see the students, you're going to be able to see them working in a state-of-the-art facility. So we really are excited to have you in the restaurant, but also want to encourage you to come back at a later date so that you can see the complete finished product. We were kind of wondering about whether to do the ribbon cutting for the restaurant or wait till everything was done, but we really feel like this is about the community, and we wanted to make sure all of the community was involved in this. And when we do the unveiling for the restaurant or for the kitchen, that's really about Chef and the students, so we're not going to invite you back for that one. That's just going to be for them. So I do want to thank you all for coming out here. I want to introduce a few special people that have made this possible. The first people I would like to introduce is the Medina County Board of Education. So if those members would please stand and be recognized. So it's Mike, Tina, Jane, Rebecca, and Dennis. They are absolutely instrumental in everything that we have been able to do through here, and very involved. Dennis has been very involved in this restaurant. This is one of the things that he really wanted to see get done, and one of the things that he had the most interest in. So thank you, Board, for your support and making sure that we were able to accomplish this. I also want to acknowledge anybody that is on the Medina County Career Center Chef and Restaurant Advisory Board. So that would be Matt, John, Ryan, Chris, and Chris Zaffel. So if any of you are here, please stand and be recognized. Thank you for coming. We actually had an event here a couple of weeks ago, and it was for the Medina County Economic Development Group, and it was very early in the morning, and we had to call in some advisory council member help. So Ryan came in and flipped omelets for us in our very first event. So I think you did okay to be able to return, but we'll see. So thank you to the advisory council, because the advisory council, what they do is they provide internship opportunities for our students. They allow them to come out and see the restaurants and see how they flow and how they function. They provide a lot of opportunities for our students, but also the advisory council helps chefs stay current, helps him understand how to, what's the latest trends, what's the latest cooking ways, and so we really rely heavily on our advisory council. So thank you all for coming. Also from the Ohio Department of Education, Mary Jo Cole and Christine Jackson, if you could stand and be recognized back here. So Mary Jo was very funny. Our school colors are black, burgundy, and gray. As soon as she walked in, she says, "Thank you for doing the restaurant in FCCLA red." It's burgundy, but I'm not sure. We're not going to get into semantics. We can both be right. It's fine with me. I do want to recognize several of our elected officials that are here. The Medina County Career Center, if somebody asked me what's the most special thing about living in Medina County, I would say the collaboration we have between all of our elected officials, our chambers, our schools, our health department. Really, the collaboration that we have is just outstanding. So I do want to take a moment and recognize Mayor Hanwell, because he has been very supportive of us. So Mayor Hanwell, thank you for coming, sir. Our county commissioners, there are two that are here to be recognized. So if Steve Hambley and Bill Hudson could stand and be recognized. From the Medina Chamber of Commerce, Jacqueline and Stephanie, if you could stand and be recognized. From Brunswick Chamber of Commerce, Debbie. From the Medina Economic Development, Kathy. Kathy is actually actually been one of our advisory council members of the year because of her support that she's given us to the Career Center over the years. She's full of ideas and energy, so I really appreciate her very much. There were a few other elected officials that were not able to come at the last minute, unfortunately, for travel or sickness or whatever, but we thank all of our elected officials for coming out. From our design and architectural aspect, I would like Ron Coco and Kate DeLilio to stand and be recognized.
Christy.
Oh, Christy. So Christy and Kate were the brains and the design behind everything. We knew we wanted a really special look and feel to the restaurant, and so we reached out and we asked several people who are the absolute best in the world. Come to find out, they're in our own backyard, so they're right here, and they were super helpful and showed us a lot of different elements and designs, and just it was really good. And then Ron made it all come true. So thank you to both of you very much. I do also want to recognize the Medina County Career Center team. I'm going to make sure I get everybody. I've got Principal Teresa Goodwin is here. I've got Assistant Principal Jeff Hicks, Adult Ed Director Janice Kolar, and Program Administrator Kelly Ellis. Please tell me I'm not misnaming. Did I get it right? Yeah, the other two are not here. So the Medina County Career Center team is absolutely essential. So there are a few other people that I have not taken the moment to recognize, and that's because Chef has told me that he wants to recognize them specifically. But then I do want to take a moment and look at the two guys back there in the corner. So that's Ryan and Chris. And Ryan and Chris, they're from RFC Construction, and they made this all happen. And the first time we were able to get in here for an event, we took a picture and we sent to Chris, and we said, you actually made the original picture come true, because that's what I do, I go pictures. So thank you. You guys were the absolute, hands down, the easiest construction firm we've ever worked with. So thank you for your cooperation. So now, without further ado, I would like to turn the podium over to a phenomenal instructor. In fact, for those of you that don't know, Tony Stanislaw was selected as the Medina County Educator of the Year last year. So that's a very special honor for that to come from the Career Center. So congratulations again. And it is my honor to really have gotten to do this project with Tony, because Tony didn't really know much about what the construction phase would look like. Ron can tell you it takes absolutely a year to plan a lab. By the time you get into the design phase and thinking about what you want to do, and then get into the shop drawings and the permits and then the construction itself, it takes a year to do all of that. So I've spent many hours with Chef Tony over this, and I could not have had a better partner working my way through this project. So I appreciate your attention to detail, your dedication, and appreciate what you do for students each and every day. So my friend, Chef Tony Stanislaw.
It's a lot easier to talk to you through email, but we'll do this in person, I guess, huh? So thank you for coming. Thank you for dealing with all my emails and trying to communicate everything. You almost got another one this morning saying park out front. If only, I wish Dave would have been in here actually. If it wasn't for Dave Morris, the snow wasn't cleared as of this morning, and he really, I want to make sure he got a shout out, because he worked hard. So he was 2 feet against that front door when I walked in this morning. So we started October of 2020, and I had to actually text Steve last night. When was it? Was it October? And he was, and luckily I guessed it right. So the first visit, he walked me through here and said, visualize this. And here we sit. It's super, it's very surreal. That's my word right now, is very surreal. So you mentioned I learned a lot, and I was very helpful. I never understood a blueprint. And as soon as I got the first book, and it was a book that you gave me in the kitchen, and I was very overwhelmed. And then as I started diving into it, and then I started sending Ron emails with questions, and what about this, and are we missing this? And then I started getting a grasp on it. It's been a lot of fun to learn that, so I got to be a student. Looking at all the fine details and selling the vision, even to working with Chris and Ryan and saying, I see this, but what about this? And doing some little changes and change orders, and not getting in trouble for the change orders was very important. So the idea for this space the entire time has been timeless. I think we hit it pretty hard. I'll find out Well, I'm only got 15 years left, but we'll find out before I leave. Professional, I think we did that. It's very, I mean, we're just short of a real restaurant. If only we had, a couple other things, maybe like a bar or whatever. We can't have that at school, but it'd be really cool. This would be a real true restaurant. This is really, really awesome. And lastly was classy. Just walking in, and it just has that nice feel to it. It's welcoming, it's warm, just all those things we tried to hit, and I think we did it. So the ultimate idea was it benefited students, staff, and community. And boy, did we do that last 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday last week running the restaurant. It was 3/4 full in here on Friday, and we felt that. I was tired by the end of that. So, and the kids were working hard, and they did everything they could and everything right. It was really awesome. And the community that was in here was excited and having a blast. Part of the community, which he didn't join us, unfortunately he wasn't able to be here today, part of the community on Friday was the original instructor of this program. He was hired before the actual building was completed. His name is Hanna, and I think maybe the weather possibly scared him away. But he still lives locally. He comes to lunch at least once a year, and it was really cool to have him in here for the first week. So I've got a few other people to kind of mention as we go. Dominguez is luckily here. So she was part of our design team too. So there was vision in here from her. So I didn't want to miss that. One that didn't make it, but I still feel like I'm obligated to mention her. My chef instructor, when I was in school, I went to Polaris Career Center. She was invited, she was confirmed as of last week, and things come up. So unfortunately she's not here. I wanted her to see this. We'll get her back down here. She was also consulting with the principal when I was hired. She sent me a Christmas card and said, "Come see me at Medina Career Center." Where's Medina? So that was 23 years ago, and so she believed in me to be a teacher. Plus, she believed in me as a student. And then, well, you stole Ryan and Chris from me, but really, guys, I learned so much from you. I appreciate, and again, the patience of the emails and texts and the questions and the what about this and all that stuff. So I really appreciate you teaching me as we went through it, not just saying, "Let me fix it." So I learned so much. And I already used the word believing in me so many times, but my parents are here. So they're sitting in the center. You're supposed to stand.
We're old. Can we just raise our hands?
Your cue, you're welcome. So my parents made the trip down. We all live in North Homestead, but I want to make sure they were down and trying to stop that. So snow day started happening last night, and I got really kind of upset. Sorry. I'm still in that point. Anyways.
You didn't cry when I said my name.
So anyway, last night I started getting texts, we might be closing and whatever, and I thought, crap, the students. So I made sure to get them an email and a text and messaging and saying, listen, you're invited. So a few of you are here. So I've got some in the center here. I've got Miranda in the back. So I really appreciate you guys being able to get here. I wanted them as part of this event. We got them t-shirts last week so they could get them home and wash them, and that we'd have them all in here in these grand opening t-shirts that you all received. So that was really important to me to get them here. So thank you for coming. And then not here, but supporting me from home in all my years in this industry. So yeah, my wife she's teaching right now and worrying about my son that just started college again. And then my middle she's got a snow day. She wanted to come down with me. I said, fine, I'm leaving at 4:30. She said, never mind, have fun. And my youngest is upset because she has school. So my wife Kim couldn't make it, unfortunately, but I wanted her here. And then lastly, where are they? Sarah Peterson and Tom Carey. So they're back here. They're my 2 instructional aides. Thank you so much. Everything you do to make my life easier. So I think and
You had a net.
I had Annette?
Yeah.
I am so sorry, Annette. I thought we got it all. So part of the design team, I cannot miss this. There's so many elements of what we all got to have our hand in, but Annette Whistle in the back, Steve's executive assistant. Thank you so much for everything you did to help this place look the way it does. I really appreciate you. Even hanging the banner this morning. So thank you. So to everybody, thank you for coming, and luckily the weather for all of us was fine. It just wasn't good for the buses, but to get here and to be able to do this was really meaningful. And please come enjoy lunch with us and enjoy that. The lunch is awesome. This space is so cool. So we have something really fun to do, right?
We do.
Ready, everybody?
Yep.
So 3, 2, 1.